Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Kim. It's Jadelle.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
It occurred to me as I'm sitting here in Mountain Time Zone that when I scheduled this at 9 a.m., that made it really early for anyone on the West Coast. So,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I thought about time zones whenever I scheduled this, but I know a lot of people registered that messaged me and said, I'm going to watch the recording. So that's a lot of people are doing that. I didn't realize, we've always recorded our stuff, but I never realized how important that is for some people. They can just, we do it. I mean, I register for stuff and then I'll watch it later on. So,
Yeah, it's a handy thing to be able to do.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely. So, good morning, Sean. Hi, Eric again. No, he's probably back there working. So I'm gonna get started right at 9. So we've got just a couple of minutes. Here to go. Jadelle, are things going well up there?
They are. Yeah, I mean, the shops are getting, busier every week. And so that's kind of getting better. And we're a small staff anyway. So we operated lean and mean. So and we were already set up to work remotely. So it hasn't been a real big disruption for us. We just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, awesome. Sean says, good morning, I'm on the phone with a customer, but listening to all you're saying. Isn't that great how we can multitask and do that stuff? You're good, Sean. You're good. All right, get started here in just a minute. Eric finally got audio. Well, good. I'm glad you can hear us. Good morning, Ray. Oh, now he's connected. Good morning, Ray. All right, it's 9 a.m. and I want to stick to my time because as many of you know that have taken my classes before, I talk a lot. I have a lot to cover for you today. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This class is being recorded. We will have people coming in and out. I know quite a few people registered, said I'm going to watch the recording. As I was just telling Jadelle, I'm realizing that, some of our West Coast friends, this might be a little bit too early for them. So I'm glad that you all registered. If you're watching on the replay, welcome. As always, I want to give you a little bit of some background information, not background, housekeeping. So I'm going to send you this recording. I'm also going to email you. So in that same email, you'll have this recording, but you'll also get a link to a resources page that my team has put together. And so any of the links that I mentioned to you in this class, we will have all of that on this one page for you. Typically, if I had a presentation like slides, I would have that on this follow-up page as well. But today is a live training where I'm going to be logged in live to 2 different programs to show you how we use them. And hopefully that will help you with your social media efforts. So just sit back, relax, watch, pay attention. If you have questions, I will be checking the, at the bottom of the screen, there's a chat window. I'll be checking that chat periodically. I'll just kind of take a peek here and there. And if there's any questions, then I will answer those questions for sure. And then of course, you can always reply to the follow-up email that I will send out. And that email is queued up and ready to go. You're going to get that pretty quickly after the class this morning. Literally, my team just needs to drop in the email addresses and drop in the recording after this class. So you'll get that here this morning in case you're going to be waiting on that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I want to jump right in and get started here. So what I'm going to do today is really just, let me move some of this stuff around so it's not in my way. I really want to start off by talking to you about planning your social media. So what we're going to cover today includes getting your content, where you're going to get your content, how to create graphics that go with your content that you're planned on sharing. And then I'm going to log into Canva, which is a tool that we love, love, love using to make pretty graphics. And then I'm going to log into Buffer, which is the tool that we love to use to schedule your social media. So with that being said, when we're talking about what you're going to put on social media, I want you to think about the obvious things that are happening around your shop, but also pay attention to what your customers are saying. What are your customers asking? What are they wondering? Maybe even have a little piece of paper at the service advisor's desk where when a customer calls and asks a question, or they email and ask a question, or when they're standing there at your front counter and they have a question, write that question down. You can turn that into a blog. You can turn that into a video content that you can share in email and on social media. So pay attention to what your customers are asking and wondering. Take photos, take video. Probably one of the most difficult things to do is to change your pattern and your behavior so that you start recognizing that's a fun moment. I should capture a picture of that. Or, you know, even something as simple as that really nasty cabin air filter that your technician pulls out that you guys see every day and you don't think anything about it, but a picture of that is alarming to your customers. And so when they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that could be possible. So the things that you see on a regular daily basis that don't shock you, that would shock your customers, or maybe not shock, but just make them think, wow, I probably should get that checked on my vehicle. So try to capture those moments. So it goes back to again, just changing your behaviors or your patterns, being able to just slowly take a moment and look around and say, I should capture that. Fun team moments when your technicians are doing something funny. Maybe not that moment when they throw the toolbox across the shop, but you know, when something just cool is happening around there, capture that moment. Because we're hearing this over and over and over again. The social media that is exactly the same as the shop down the street, that's just not, it's not the most effective way to do things. You want to use your own photos as much as you possibly can, your own organic content. Yes, you can definitely, I'll show you when we get into Canva, you can certainly get into Canva and find a picture of a mechanic doing an oil change, or somebody broken down on the side of the road. I'm going to show you that. But when you can have your own pictures, that's always going to perform better. That is what your audience is looking for. And then, of course, you can use reviews when you get a Google review. I'm going to show you what we do with that. I see lots of shops where the reviews are just automatically coming into their Facebook page and it's just text only. Sometimes it'll have a couple little stars, you know, the little asterisk on your keyboard there, and then just the text, but that's just going to get overlooked. So I want to show you how to turn that review into a nice graphic. And ways to save time. That's a big deal. You have so much to do in your shop that managing social media can take a lot of time. The tools that I'm going to talk to you about today are going to save your time and allow you to have more effective social media. Also think about content warehouses, I like to call it, like for example, carcare.org, or if you're a member of a professional organization, they often will have a blog. And I'm going to show you one place where I pulled a piece of content for actually the campaign that you're looking at right here. to take that information and turn it into content. That's another great place to create a campaign. So while I'm sitting here on this sheet, this is, and I am putting this on the follow-up resources page for you as well, so that you can basically turn this into your own document, but create a social media campaign. So for example, we're looking at school starting back up, maybe, right? I don't know what that's going to look like with coronavirus, but let's imagine that school's going to reopen in the fall, and your customers have teenagers that are now going to be driving vehicles, and we want to have them ready for getting back to school, getting back on the road. And so in this document here, it's where we can organize our thoughts, take the time, sit down, put it together. You just fill in the blanks. So think about what your goals are. The goals for this particular campaign is to present your shop as the authority on helping teens with car care and driving tips, to encourage teens to begin thinking about proper car maintenance, and to promote the discussion between parents and teens about safe driving and car care. Placement, this particular shop would be Facebook and Instagram. You could certainly put it in other places if you wanted. You could turn this into a blog and put that blog on Pinterest if you wanted to. And then we're going to pull bits and pieces out of that information and create different social media posts. So you can see post number 1 here. I went ahead and put the text in. So all I have to do is then copy and paste it. What call to action am I going to use? Is there a link that I want to put in there? How do I want the graphic to look? And then considering the best day and time when you want that post to be scheduled. And then the same thing for the next social post and the next social post. So I will share this document with you. It's just very, very, very simple. It's something that we use to plan out a campaign. And a campaign is a series of posts all with one particular goal. It's one theme. It's one main message. And so for this one, it's going to be 3 to 4 social media posts, all targeting parents to make sure that their teenagers are prepared for driving and back to school and all of that coming up. Now, where did I get this content? You're a professional. You know what teenagers need to be aware of. Sometimes you might be in a rush. You don't want to recreate the wheel. There's information out there. I love Lauren Fix, the car care coach. I met her years ago when I was on the Ask Patty advisory team. So I just did a search for car maintenance for teens, and Lauren has a great blog here addressing the things that we need to do. So I pulled some of this information into that campaign. And then the next step after you've done that is to go in and actually create graphics based on those social media posts. So again, here's the document, right? I've got 3 social media posts there. And the next thing is to go into Canva. So when you go to Canva, which is just canva.com, there's quite a few things that I want to show you in Canva before we jump right into creating that social media graphic. By the way, in Canva, as you can see here, when I click on create a design, I can create a graphic for a Facebook post, an Instagram post. I can do email headers, logos, Facebook covers, ad graphics, Instagram stories, animated, like there's all kinds of stuff that you can do in here. There's templates for just about everything. If I hover over here, over templates, you can see all of the graphics that can be created for social media, personal use, business, all kinds of stuff, posters, flyers, infographics. For today's purposes, I'm going to be talking to you about creating social media graphics. So let me I'm not a graphic designer at all. I have a graphic designer who works for us who is absolutely brilliant. I am not. So when I'm doing social media, I need help. And Canva has been a tool that's been ridiculously helpful to me and my team of social media managers, content managers, because of the templates. It's kind of plug and play. You're able to go in here, change the colors, add different images, upload your own images, add your logo. And so it's really nice to be able to use that and have that tool at our disposal. What I want you to do is first to relax, right? So get in here and play around. We are paying for a paid version because we do a lot of this. You don't have to do that. There is a free version that you can use. I don't want you to get too fancy. You don't want this to look overly professional. You want it to be realistic. You want it to be appealing. And so if every single thing that you post is over the top, amazing, it just looks kind of fake. So I want you to post regular, just straight pictures, regular plain old videos. And then I want you to also have some of these types of graphics in there that have your logo on it. Try to use your own photos when possible. You can see, for example, in this second image here, these are images or graphic, these are images from within Canva. But if I look down here at the second, on the second row, the second image, this is for our friends at Wyman Automotive. These are photos that they sent to us that we're using. We have pictures of car parts and air filters and stuff that our customers send to us that we use, which is always our favorite thing. So I'm going to show you how to do all of that. One other thing that I want to be sure to say, and I'm going to pull up this link will be on the resources page as well. If you are going to boost a post, if you're going to run an ad, if you're going to boost a post, you do not want to have more than 20% of your graphic be text. Facebook will not approve it. And so there is a grid tool that you can go to, and let me see, I actually deleted all of my graphics on here. So I'm gonna just download a quick graphic here to show you exactly, I'll show you all this, what I'm doing right here in just a minute. I just wanna pull one down real fast. Just to show you this. So I'm gonna download that one. And when it downloads, I'm gonna then go into this grid tool and upload that graphic. And what Facebook is gonna do is, I don't know how they do it, but magically, they are going to scan that image and then tell me if I have too much text on it, or, and you can see it did the check and it said image text okay. Your ad will run normally. If there was too much text, which I'm surprised, I really feel like this is too much text. I thought that it was gonna flag me for that, but you can upload and check your images before you run an ad. The worst thing you can do is go through all the trouble, get your post up, go out there, and then go to boost that post, and Facebook declines your boost. So you want to check that text level. Okay, so once you're in Canva, some of the things you're going to want to do before you start playing is go over here to Brand Kit, and this is where you're going to be able to upload your logo, so that your logo is always going to be here ready for you. You can see we have our friends Bach, Otto, Wyman, Cams, a bunch of other ones that we have in here as well. You'll probably only have your, I mean, we work with a lot of companies, so you're going to have your logo in this section right here. The other thing that you can do, should be down here at the bottom, yep, is you can add your colors. So you'll want to download a color picker. I have one right on my computer that I'll just show you real fast in case you are curious about that. So, and I'm on an Apple, but no matter what you're using, you can certainly, I'm going to go to bachauto.com and show you. So once you are on your website, this is in case you don't know, let me actually, they're building a new website. Sorry, Eric. I want to go to one, I'll just go to the Shop Marketing Pros. where I can get the actual colors, because Bach Auto is green. They have an incredible brand with some green in there. That's really cool. So if your graphic designer did not give you the exact colors, you're going to want to use a color picker. So I'm going to use my color picker, hover over that green. And once I have that green copied, then I can come back in here and I can add that color. So when I use the color picker, it pulled in, this is called the hex value. And you can see by doing that, I added it right there. So I'm actually gonna get rid of that because I already had it. So you can add your logo in, you can add your specific colors for your brand so that when you're creating your graphic, you can use your colors. And you can see that we've done that. So Cam's Automotive, we have them in here ready to go. Pit Stop, RV Masters, all of our customers, Wyman Automotive, Collinsville, Bach, all these guys, we have their colors already. We have their logos in here. Again, this is all set up so that you can save some time. You can also, if your brand has a specific font that you like to use, you can upload that font so that that font is in Canva. Canva has thousands of fonts that you can choose from, but if you really want to stick with your brand and your font, then you can upload those fonts, which all of these are uploaded fonts that are specific to some of our customers. So you can click right there, upload font, and get that into Canva. So you want to do your setup. So go in and create your brand kit, add your logo, add your brand colors, add your brand fonts. The next thing to do is folders. So if you see, I clicked on all your folders here. We created a folder called logos, and that's where you can do the same thing. So maybe you are a Napa shop, you would put your logo in there. You would put your Napa Car Care Center logo in there. Maybe you are Bosch, you put the Bosch logo in there. Maybe you're a Waka member, you can put Waka's logo in there. All of the logos that you think you might want to use at any time during your social media, and you want to drop that on your graphic, go ahead and put all those logos in here so you don't have to fumble around and do it when you're trying to create a campaign or schedule something out. What we do is we then create a folder for each client, but you may want to create folders for maybe however you decide you're going to categorize your posts, facility types of graphics, or event graphics, or maybe repair graphics or maintenance graphics. You can break that up. The point here is to stay organized. So later on, when you're like, you know what, I created a graphic 6 months ago, you don't have to go digging through everything. You can have everything organized and go straight to that specific folder and know exactly where all of your stuff is. Then there's also, so I'll go, for example, right here into Cam's. The folder breaks down into the different designs that you have created for your account, and you can see these are all designs that we've created for Cam's. And then there's a photos section. So this is where you can go and upload. These are actual pictures of Cam's shop itself. Okay, that's Stephen Beatty, the owner. So you want to really use your own photos when possible. These photos up here at the very top, it's pretty obvious. Those are stock photos. See this one right here? I put this here because I wanted to point out one thing. In Canva, when you do a search for mechanic, a lot of times it's like they're European, or I don't know, they're wearing these like overalls or this type. Look, we don't, mechanics, technicians aren't wearing this in the United States. So you want your graphics to be real. Don't be really careful about the stock images that you select. Look at them and say, is that a real car that would be in my shop? Is that what the mechanic would be wearing? Right? So be thoughtful and considerate of that. I'm going to take a quick peek over here to see if there are any questions. Lost my, there we go. Let me pull this up, see if y'all have any questions. All right. We're looking good so far. All right, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so moving on. Now I'm going to show you how to create, because we've done all of our setup. You created your folders, you added all of your brand kit in there, you got everything situated. So I have some that I've already started. And what I did was you would click on, let me back up. You come over here and you click create design. Now what I do is, if you are using only Facebook, just click on Facebook post, because as you see when I hover over it, it is already sized to be the optimal size for Facebook graphic. Now, if you're using Facebook and Instagram, I like to use an Instagram post graphic that is square, because that is going to work on Facebook, but it's also going to work on Instagram. And so you're not having to create two different graphics. We do check stats to see, we'll compare a Facebook post using this size graphic and a Facebook post using this size graphic. We have not seen where there's been a dramatic difference. So if you're using two different platforms, Facebook and Instagram, just start with an Instagram post so that you can use the same graphic for both platforms. And that also works for LinkedIn as well, Twitter, and Pinterest. Pinterest sometimes is a little tricky. You may want to use a specific, you can do a search in here for Pinterest, and you'll see where it says Pinterest pin. But for most of you, it's going to be an Instagram post, so that you're posting on Facebook and Instagram. So I clicked on Instagram post, and it brought me to an empty, this middle part is just plain white. And I just kind of went through looking at, so they break the templates down into your most recently used templates. There's a ton of coronavirus graphics, Juneteenth, Father's Day, love, so on and so forth. I scroll all the way down and go where it says all, because what I don't want you to do is feel like you have to find a graphic. See, it says all results. You don't have to find a template specifically for an automotive repair shop, because you're going to change the images, you're going to change the colors, you're going to add your own logo. It's going to look completely different. So I just went through and just picked one that I like. You can spend a lot of time digging through here trying to find the right template. So just give yourself some time the first time that you start using Canva, so you can get familiar. Once you get in here and you start using it on a regular basis, you're going to find templates that you really like to use, and you may recycle and reuse those a bit and tweak them. You'll get more comfortable. But just starting out, you really want to just start with a template and go from there. So I picked this one that you see over here on the right. This is the actual template. This is how it came. So I left it here for you so that you could see what the original template looks like. From here, there's a copy button. So I clicked copy page, and it gave me this next one. And so I created this one using Bach Auto's colors. That's this light blue is one of the colors in their palette. And this graphic is going to go along with this campaign that I created over here. So notice the first social post, the text is going to say, have you had the discussion with your teen about how to prevent getting stuck on the side of the road? They're going back to school soon. Do they know how to check their oil, check their tire pressure, change and add washer fluid, check and replace wiper blades, and more? Then down here for graphics, I want a graphic of a teen broken down on the side of the road. So that is why you have this image here. On the left side of the screen here, that's where you're going to see all of the ways to customize your graphic. So if I click on this and I want to change the color, you'll notice up here I'm hovering over where it says background color. I can go over here and I can scroll down. In this particular graphic, I'm using Bach Auto as an example. I can scroll down. Why this is not in alphabetical order, I don't know. It drives me nuts. But down here is Bach Auto. This is the color that I selected. But if I wanted to go with their green, I could do that. And you notice that the green changed. If I want their blue, I can go there. but I wanted it to be that light color. And so I just select that and it automatically changes it. Here's their logo. I'm going to actually delete that and go down here to my folders. Remember, we talked about folders and keeping things organized. We have our logos folder. So I'm going to go, there's 2 Bach Auto logos. I'm going to select this one. It puts it right on top, and I can just click and drag to resize that. And I can put that wherever I want. I can make it a little bit smaller, put it down here in the corner, wherever you really want. So just play around with how you want that to look, where you want it to be, okay? For the font, I just click select in there. Remember, this was a template, so the text is already there. This is what the text originally said. The coolest guy ever, my very chill dad. It was a Father's Day graphic that I'm turning into a campaign graphic. So I just clicked in there and I just changed the font. I just changed the text. So you just start typing what you want to be in that section. If you want to, I'm just kind of selecting all of that. If you want to change the font up here where you see the font, you can, here's the brand fonts that we have uploaded. I can go through and just find, you will spend a crazy amount of time looking for a font if you don't have your own font. There's so much, but what I want to show you is if you click into the search bar here, it should be giving me some categories. Let's see here. All right, we'll try that on another graphic. There should be a rollover. You can say, I want corporate looking graphics or fun graphics or cursive font graphics. It will take all of the, not graphics, fonts. It puts all the fonts in categories so you can easily select the one that you want. So you can look through that as well. And hopefully that will show up here in another graphic when we're working on one. I'm not sure why it's not showing there. You can change your font color. You can change the font itself. Here's where you would change the color highlight. Select right here. Again, I could go down to the Bach Auto colors and I can change that. You can see that it changed it to green. It's kind of hard to read in that particular case, so I am going to change it back. There's also this undo button, so I can click that and it put it right back where I wanted it to be. Notice there's also the bold, the italicized, the underline. Some fonts will not allow you to bold them because they're already bolded. So just know that. You can also center or left justify, right justify. You can change where your text appears. This is where you can say, I want all of that section to be all capitals or all lowercase or whatever it is. You can add a bulleted list. You can also space out. You can tell it that I want to space the letters farther apart, or I want more space between the lines. You can do all of that. You can do really cool stuff in here. And you can see that these 2 sections of text are together in one section. If you wanted to split that up and move them around individually, you can click ungroup and it will ungroup them. And so you can move that independently of this particular section here. If you wanted to put them together, you just shift and select both and group them. The other thing I like to show you is with images, you can make them transparent. So if I clicked on transparency, notice how that image is changing. That is really nice to do in certain times. Sometimes we will, I'll show you on a different graphic how to do what I was about to tell you to do. So let's see, any of these other ones that will be, you can also add filters. You can play with these to see what they look like. If you wanted it to be, you know, if you wanted to change, see how that changed, that gave it that kind of vignette feel all the way around there. I kind of like how that is, but you can change that however you want. You can tint it, you can blur it, you can do, just play with these features to see what you like for your graphic. So then I took that same one because in my social post number 2 in that same campaign, I want to invite people to a safe teen driving workshop that my shop is going to host, where we're going to have pizza and ice cream. We're going to have teenagers come. We're going to have a hands-on tour of the vehicle, show them things that they need to know. But I want a graphic that's going to invite people to that teen car care clinic. So again, I used the same graphic. And then you notice these flashing like fireworks things. Over here on the left side where I said that you can make adjustments to customize your graphic, if I click on elements, I can do a search for flash. And when that comes up, there's all these different, I can click and add that and move it around. You can click up here and change the color to it. So this time I'm in the Collinsville branding, so I'm gonna go find theirs. And I may want that to be this particular color, so I'm gonna let it do that. Or I don't like that, I can click it and just delete it. The other thing, these are animated, so it turns this into like a little video. And so if you click on the filters here, you can say, show me the animated flash. Apply the filters and it's going to resort. And so I don't know what I typed in to get that, maybe fireworks. Yeah, so some of these. So you can really look for different things. You can probably even get a car that's animated. If you wanted to put a little car on your graphic for whatever it is that you're doing, you can do that. Okay, so I edited that same graphic, and you can see how it looks different and it fits the branding of that particular shop. It's their logo, it's their colors. Now, the other things that you can do, so just playing around, I'm going to add a new page. By the way, when I'm creating a campaign, instead of creating a separate graphic that's going to be by itself, notice that I have in this one file, I have one graphic, second graphic, third graphic. So for this particular campaign that has 3 different social posts, I would create all 3 graphics in this one file. And so you can just click copy and you'll see that there I have the same one. So on this one, my third post is about, does your teen know where the insurance or registration documents are? Do they know the phone numbers to call in an emergency? Have they agreed to a safe driving contract? So what I may do here, I'm going to go to my folders because I've already kind of had things organized, and I have a folder for this particular class. Let me get down here to it. And under photos, I went in to Canva's photos and search for some photos that I thought might be fitting. So here's a teen driver contract, so I can pull that over, put that in here. I can adjust the text, change the colors, the fonts. I can get rid of these flashy things. Maybe I want to throw, I'll go back over here to elements, and I want to throw a checklist on there. Maybe you've got your teen kind of checking off some boxes, and we have it set to animate. I don't care if it's animated, so I'm going to unselect that. And maybe I'm just going to throw this one on here. I can resize it again. I can select a different color if I wanted to. Another cool feature when you select on colors is if you scroll all the way down, it's going to give you the colors that are being used in that particular document. So you can adjust that however you want. So you would move this checklist graphic wherever you wanted it to go. Maybe you're talking about it in the title, but you can do all kinds of things to this graphic. If you're looking for a photo, a stock photo, you can come over here and I'm going to type in teen driver checklist, and it gives me all the images associated with that search. So you can find whichever, you know, here's one with a checklist, so I might want to drag that one over here. You can change it up however you want to, whatever looks good to you. Again, using your colors, your fonts, your branding. And again, you can just, I'm going to show you the mechanic that I was talking about earlier. See how this guy has the overalls on? I just clicked it to move it over here so you could see it. Unless your mechanics are wearing overalls, then maybe that works. But for the most part, here in the United States, they're not really doing that. These coveralls. So just be careful about the images that you select. You really want them to look real. When you are doing a search, if you come across, like maybe you like this image, right? If you hover over it, there's these 3 little dots that show up. You can say, add to folder. And that way, in the future, when you're looking for an image that you know you've already liked, instead of having to spend all this time digging and searching, you can click add to folder and you can add that to a folder that you've already created. Or you can just click likes and that will add it to a folder of images you have liked. Again, use your own photos when possible. You know, if you're looking for an oil change photo, you just do a search for oil change. And again, you can see all of these different, some of these may work for you and be just fine. So you can look through and pick all the images that you really like, okay? Moving down, so we've talked about where to find different templates. So if I want a template for 4th of July, I can just do a search for 4th of July, and there's all these different graphics. I'm gonna click add a new page, and I just selected that and hit delete just to get a completely clear one. But maybe for your shop, you like this graphic. Okay, so you just select it and there it is. And then once it loads, you can come in here and you can select and change this text however you want it to be. I'm just changing stuff just so you can see. All this text you can change. Then maybe you want to add your logo. So again, I'm going to come back to my my folder of logos. These are our friends at Wyman Automotive. I'm going to drop their logo on there. You know, be careful when you're adding your logos, because what you don't want is your logo to take over the whole graphic. It just needs to be subtle. Let it just be subtle. Let it be on there. I don't want, especially in a message like this, 4th of July, I just want it to be small and simple. So you can add that however you want, or not add it. Do whatever you want. You might like it just like that. So I'm going to delete this page off of my campaign here. So we've talked about templates, where you can go to find templates. Again, you can just search in here. Maybe you have a sale coming up and you want to look at different graphics that you can use to promote a sale. Remember, you're going to change the colors. You're going to change, you're going to add your logo to it. You're going to change the fonts. You're going to add different pictures. So just look at the layout. Don't be worried about, oh, that looks like all retail. You can easily put an image of someone's vehicle in there, or a customer at the counter, something like that, and add your own text. So those are the templates. Uploads is where you have uploaded your own photos to use. And then photos is where you can do a search to find new photos. Elements is where you can get little graphics, little animations that you can add. Another cool thing in here that we really love is where you can use frames, and I'll show you how we've used this. So, you know, for example, maybe you want to take a screenshot of your new website and put it on this this frame of a computer, and so it's that with your actual website on it. Super cool thing to do. There's also, here's one of the mobile phone, so you can easily do that. These are all really cool. So you can just select it and maybe move this up here into the corner, and then you can go into your photos and you can put that photo, you want to click and drag it right over that frame, and it will put, oh, did you see how it did it right there? Hold on. If you click and drag, imagine if you have a new team member that you are introducing. So this one doesn't work so well because of the shape of it, but you know, maybe this is a picture of your shop and this is a picture of the new technician, or you know, your service advisor. I'm just showing that you can add different, let me go back over here, elements, different frames that they have here that you can easily use. So just play with these. They're really cool options. Those are the frames. Moving on, there's stickers that are animated, all sorts of lines and graphics and really cool things that you can add. Just spend some time in here playing. If you wanted to add text, I'm going to go create a new, you want to add text. They also have text here that's already, you just select it, add it, and then you can change this font to say whatever you want it to say. And then again, come over here and add your logo so that people know it's from you. You can move this all around. You can resize it. Again, this is going to be more than 20% text. So you're not going to be able to boost this post, right? Maybe you want a background to put on there. So I would go to photos and I would look up a wood wall. See this wood wall? I can click and drag this over here. That is going to be my new background. If I can get it to, it should just drop right in there, but worst case scenario, you can just drag it. And then notice that it is on top of everything. So I'm going to go to position and I'm going to say go backward, and now I have that. So you can change your background however you want as well. You can do all sorts of things. Music, I don't ever really use that. You can upload your own music if you have a jingle, for example. You can add that. You can use videos. I'm going to show you another. I moved over because I created these. This is a video. And I'm going to start playing for you. This girl just broke down the side of the road. And so when the internet lets it play, you're going to see her walking around, opening the hood of the car, smoke is pouring out. And again, this is going along with my teen car care driving campaign. And I'm saying, who is she going to call? Sorry, y'all, I think the internet is just too slow here. So it's, this video is not playing, but this is a video that I got from right here on the left side. When you click videos and you do a search, I just did a search for car, and in there is where I found, so you'll see, scroll, there she is right there. It's a 50-second video that now I can click download. When I click download over here in the top right, it's going to download as a video, but I only want the first page because there's 4 pages in this campaign that I created. I'm going to hit download. So I'm going to download that. I'm going to download another couple of ones because I want to show you here. We're going to log in real quick to Buffer so I can show you how to use Buffer. So again, you have so many different options. We talked about videos, backgrounds, talked about if you want some gradients back there, you want some patterns, any of that kind of stuff. You've got your logos, you've got your different folders. And then under more, this is where we can go if you want to integrate with any other tools that you might be using, you can do that. That is a whole nother level. We're not going to talk about that today. I just wanted to show you the basics. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to download these graphics. This time, instead of it being a video, I want it to just be a PNG, a high quality image. That's what you're going to use for social media. I'm going to tell it to download all 5 of those. Let this download, and then we're going to go over to Buffer. And I'm going to show you in the last few minutes what you need to know about Buffer. So because I downloaded multiple graphics, it put it in a zip file. So I'm just going to open that zip file up and extract that. So I have them there. Now, Buffer, it's just buffer.com. When you come to buffer.com, you can, again, there's setup you're going to have to do. It's going to not take long. You're going to want to go into manage social accounts, and you're going to add your, whatever you have, your Facebook, your Twitter, your, see where it says add new social account. You can add a Facebook page, a group, Instagram for business or personal, Twitter, LinkedIn, company page, your LinkedIn personal profile, or Pinterest. I will tell you, they are not doing Google My Business, but it is on the wish list, so that you can just schedule that hopefully as well. So I'm gonna go back to my dashboard. When you are, once you've connected your account, the next thing you're gonna wanna do, I'm just gonna go over here, go over here to cams. You can see it says 15. There are 15 posts already scheduled for this particular account. When you go to settings, posting schedule, in the posting schedule, you want to make sure that your time zone is set properly, and you can go ahead and tell Buffer, I want to post on these days at this time. So when you add a new post into the schedule, it will automatically put it into the next available time slot if you want it to do that. But you can also schedule it for exactly when you want. So I'm going to come back over here to my document. I'm going to grab this text, just going to copy it, come back to Buffer, and what would you like to share? You're going to click there. This is where you're going to select, make sure you've selected the profile that you want to post to. So Cam's Facebook page and Cam's Instagram account. I'm going to paste my text. I'm going to add my image. And this was the image that went with this post. Now, keep in mind, I do know that that graphic says Bach and I'm on the Cams. I'm scheduling to Cams. I would not do that. You would be in a different situation. You would obviously be doing this for your own. And so I can actually just to be safe here, I'm going to select Bach. All right. And we'll be getting their Instagram in there as well. So I've got my post here. If I wanted to add any hashtags, I could do that. If I wanted to add some emojis, I can click the little emoji right here. And when that comes up, I can select whatever emoji I want to put in there. And the next thing I'm going to do, if you click add to queue, it's going to put it into the next open time slot that you've created. I'm not going to do that because I know that I want to schedule this on a certain day at a certain time. So if I click the arrow, then let me get that. Okay, there we go. Then you've got share now, share next, or schedule post. If I click schedule post, I'm going to go, because this is back to school related, I'm going to go to mid-July. Maybe I want that, and I would know this from studying my statistics. I want to schedule this on July 16th at maybe 7:49. Wait, I don't know if y'all can see that, but the Zoom menu keeps popping up. So then I can click schedule. I'm not going to do it because we're not doing that for them. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to come in here and you'll go back to your document for your second post, select your text, come back into Buffer, add your text, add your image. So I would sit here and in 10 minutes, I can get 2 weeks of content scheduled. So what I like to do is add to my calendar, maybe whatever works for you, right? Whatever's good for your schedule. Once a month, once a week, sit down, create your graphics, create your text, and schedule it all out at one time. What we do is have a daily plan. So here are some examples for you. Monday might be a day that you post something motivational and funny. Tuesday might be your tips day. Wednesday might be when you post something weird, odd, or interesting that's happened in your shop. Thursday could be community focused. That's when you go to your Facebook news feed and for your page, your business page, and you find something the Chamber of Commerce has posted, or something that the local school has done, or a friend in business, or whatever in your community, and you share that every Thursday. Fridays could be frequently asked question Friday. I didn't tell y'all that we're on a 10-week long road trip, and we're camping, and a truck just drove by. So that's what that was. Fridays could be your day to focus on answering common questions that your customers are asking. Maybe Saturdays you share reviews. Know your best day and time of when to post and when to schedule things, so that when you are pulling from your cheat sheet document of your posts, what you're going to be sharing, that you're scheduling everything, you're getting it all done. Be sure to add in the hashtags. Don't be hashtag crazy every day. Don't be emoji crazy. Everything in moderation, right? So you want to do a little bit here, a little bit there. Share links. In this particular campaign, I would put a link to Learn Fix. Unless you created your own blog, you can say, read more tips for your teen here, right? And then you put that link. Buffer is going to shorten that for you. If you don't want it shortened, you can click unshorten right there. And then again, you're going to schedule that. Now, if we had, I'm going to, just for example purposes, I'm going to select Facebook and Instagram. You can click right here. It's below this. It would say customize for each network. So my next screen would allow me to adjust the text for Facebook and Instagram, so that if you wanted more hashtags for your Instagram post, you could do that. You could do all of that in that one screen, schedule for all of these platforms at one time. I did want to show you real quick over here. Let me get to it. These are just a bunch more. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the graphics that we have created, just to give you kind of some inspiration. Let me get down to this folder. All right, so I'm going to add a new page just so you can see. Here's one that I was talking to you about that I took a screenshot of the actual, this was text to join our email list. So we put that on one of those frames that I was talking to you about. I'm going to show you some other ones. Myth or fact, this is for frequently asked question Friday. Myth or fact, my new car has to go to the dealer for general service. So in the actual post with that, I would be able to say, that is not a fact. You don't have to do that. Let's see. These are the ones that I was talking about for tips. You can see we've got like 8 different ones there. That's one campaign with 8 different tips that we scheduled. I think it was every Friday for this particular shop. Let's see. I'm going to show you some other ones. Follow us on Instagram. Different graphics for that. This was another campaign of the different services. That's Bach for the shops, for the services that they do. Here's one, a great one of the reviews that I was telling you about. So you basically copy the review and you paste it right in here, and change your colors. This is for cams. This is their colors. And so this was a graphic that was scheduled. So maybe we shared their reviews, I don't know, every Tuesday. So have a plan in place so you know getting into your strategy session what it is that you're doing. On Mondays, I'm doing this. On Tuesdays, I'm doing that, to help yourself. All right, so I'm going to take a quick little look here at my notes to make sure that I've told you everything that I want you. Oh, I did want to show you in Buffer that right here you can click. We're looking at the day view of the schedule. You can click on month, and it's going to open up a new view so that you can see all of the posts that have been scheduled for whichever platform this is. I think this is their Facebook page. So when this loads, so yeah, this is Cam's Facebook page. So you can get kind of a 10,000 foot view of what has been scheduled, what's on your schedule. You can say, oh, okay, it looks like I need something on Saturday the 11th. Then you can go in and schedule something. Or maybe you don't want this to be on this day, you just want to click and drag that over. You can do that, which is super nice. You can drag things around and move them however you would like. So I love that monthly view. So yeah. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, jump over here into the chat, and answer some of these questions for you. Judelle asked, is Canva a subscription-based service? Yes and no. Judelle, there is a free version. We use the paid version, which for us, we pay more because we're an agency and we have different people on our team. If you're using it by yourself, you really shouldn't have to pay for it. If you choose to, it gives you more templates, it gives you more stock images, more options, if you will, and it's cheap. So we love it. So try the free one first because it's probably just fine for you. Licensing restrictions on using Canva images on your own business website. My understanding, is a great question, is if you are, in this case, if you're paying Canva, you have rights to use that, and you can use that because in here you can create graphics for your website. So you are fine with that. There is an FAQ section on Canva's website, so you can certainly double check that to be sure, but that is my understanding. I missed the part about how you capture your website colors and save them in Canva. Please recap. So it really depends on what you're using. I'm on an Apple computer, so I just have an app that I downloaded that, and they're all over the place. Really just look for a color picker. You can just go Google that. There are tons of tools out there, and when you open that tool up, it'll give you this little like a magnifying glass that you drag over the color of your, maybe whatever, like Bach Auto I was showing, they're green. You would hover over that and it gives you the hex value, which looks like a hashtag with a bunch of numbers. That's the exact number for that color. So you would go put that in there. I think it's Shayla Costa. If that doesn't answer your question, shoot me an email, kim@shopmarketingpros.com. I'll be happy to jump on the phone and give you a quick tutorial for that. PJ, thank you. He's gone. He had to jump on another call, got to run. Would love to hear your list of daily post ideas again. So what I'll do, Melissa, is I will add that to the resources page, but I will tell you very quickly because I have it right here. Just for an example, Monday, something motivational or funny. Tuesday is for tips. Wednesday, something weird, odd, interesting, wild, crazy. Thursday could be something community focused, keep you connected to your community. Friday, frequently asked questions. And Saturday could be reviews. But you can, of course, make that your own and do whatever you want with that. So I hope that that helps. I am going to be here for another minute or two. It is 10 a.m. I'm in a different time zone, many of you are. If you have any questions, drop them in here. I am going to get that email ready to send to you all that has all the resources that we were talking about. Also, if you have any particular classes you would love for us to put together, shoot me an email, kim@shopmarketingpros. I will definitely look at that. This class came as a result of a bunch of people saying, what's that tool you talked about? Where do I create the cool graphics? How do I do this? How do I do that? What about scheduling? What do you use? It came from you all asking us questions. So that's why I created this class. I will be teaching it very soon for WorldPack and maybe some other organizations. So if you want to recap, you certainly can sit in on another class coming up. We'll have that posted on our website, shopmarketingpros.com. And then also we have shopmarketinguniversity.com where we'll be adding recordings and new classes and that sort of thing. So I hope that this was helpful to you. You can also shoot me an email with any of your graphics that you create. I'd be happy to tell you what I think about them, give you some tips, help you out however we can. But thank you so much for your time this morning. I hope that you have a great, great Friday and a great weekend. Amazing webinar. Thank you, Sean. You're going to be busy this weekend trying out Canva. Awesome. Shoot me an email of some of the things that you create so I can see them. And I would love for you all, if you liked this class, to go put a review on our Shop Marketing Pros Facebook page. And then I'm also going to be inviting you to join our Facebook group where you can post questions in there as well. All right, I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to log off and look for that email to come from me here in just a little while. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for spending your morning with me. Bye.